What's going on, people? Welcome to another edition of Every Man's a Millionaire. Today we're going to talk about why it's so long for a business to make money and why hustles make money much, much faster. If this is your first time here, my name is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. What we do here is teach you how to start businesses and everything that comes along with that, plus a nice hearty dose of hustle, because you should hustle before you start your business, and I explain why. Be sure to watch this video from beginning to end. Also, do me a solid. Go below and get on the text notification list, because YouTube doesn't send all my subscribers, nope, they don't, an alert that this is going down. So you don't miss anything. So you'll be able to get this stuff hot off the presses. Go ahead and get on that text notification list. Give me your number and say yes to the confirmation text. So with that, let's get into it. One of the things that I teach is what I call the bilateral hustle. This is creating a hustle to support yourself and building a long-term business model. Now, many people are not really familiar with this because it's either do this or either do that, when you can do both. Let me explain. Let's say you are an eBayer, Amazon, Craigslist, whatever you have, and you get that business up to $5,000–6,000 a month. I think you should stop and do whatever you need to do to maintain that, and take the rest of your time to build a long-term business that's in your name, that's your website, that's your property, and build an email list. Because this is what's going to happen. eBay's changed the rules. Amazon has really changed the rules. They're banning a lot of people. And because these people only have a one-trick pony, they're in a world of hurt. They're in a situation where that Amazon business goes down, everything goes down. They can't pay their mortgage, can't pay their car notes, can't pay their credit cards. It's really, really bad. But it doesn't have to be, because if you had a bilateral hustle, and let's say you crept up and you got your Amazon bigger than I suggested, and then Amazon cut you off, you just take that energy and move it over to your hustle, and the money should come in. So one of the things that you have to understand is a business that is yours takes time to build. It takes a lot of time to build. It is a situation where you got to create something that didn't exist before. eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, these apps, Uber, these hustles have been defined. Many people's like, well, that's Uber. I know what that is. I know what it looks like. But what you're missing is Uber has already built the infrastructure. Uber's already got the customers. Amazon's built the infrastructure. Amazon has the customers. So when you say that you have an Amazon business or an eBay business or Uber business, you are a vendor. You don't have squat. Those are Uber's customers. Those are eBay customers, and those are Amazon customers. Something that hits close to home: until I get you on my text notification list or I get you on my email list, you're not my client. You're not my subscribers. You're YouTube subscribers. And it's, like I said, once again, why they can pick and choose and refuse who gets to watch this video. Because you're not mine until I get you on an email list or text notification list. Then you become mine. But until that moment, I'm just leasing you from YouTube. So this is the thing you have to understand. Building something that didn't exist for a long, long time, or never, is going to take time. You got to get the customers. You got to get the branding. You got to get the marketing plan, the sales plan. There's so many things that you have to do. And once again, it ain't about being smart. It ain't about being a genius. But you can do it, but it's going to take 3 to 4 times longer than you think it should. Because I know you got the hustler porn. I know you got these guys out here. It's like, hey, look, you can be nobody, and next thing you know, this time next year, you can be making $1 million a year on Amazon. Let me peep you to this game. Let me lift up that skirt. There are some people who are smart enough, who are plugged in enough, who have the work ethic enough that they can literally start from nothing and make $1 million using Amazon and within mere months. There are people like that. And you know what we call these people? Unicorns. They're not typical. See, this is one of the big things that you see online. They will compare and contrast the atypical against the norm. Like, this thing, and we've done the math. Like, there's billionaires and millionaires for all these women. Let's just take the black community, my favorite community. 46 million people, right? You literally have you literally have 660,000 black men making more than $70,000 a year. Where all these ballers are, and when you get to the $1 million mark, well, I think it's 1 million black men making 70, and then the 660,000 that are making 100K. And then when you get to the million mark, that drops down to maybe 300,000 brothers. I haven't done the math, but I'm just saying. So you hear this stuff, and there was this this video I was watching on Big Think about how you can't prove to people with facts that these things exist. You have to appeal to them in a certain manner, because what they're going to do is use these facts to try to rationalize and confirm what they already know versus opening their brain and letting new knowledge comes in. This is why, I have my stance, and there's so many people out here who want to convert me over because that's what they believe in their heart of hearts. But it's simply not true. It's just not true. But they don't want to develop the intellectual curiosity to delve deeper into the situation. Now, what you should do first is create a solid hustle. Your goal is to create a hustle that makes consistently 4 figures per month, $1,000 a month, 6,000 a month, whatever. That's your first thing you need to do, because that's going to teach you how to do some of the stuff that the business requires. Because this is another pitfall why businesses take so long. The business is chewing up a lot of time, it's chewing up a lot of resources being cash. So now you have this situation where you're like, this cash, you start getting jealous of your business. It's like, this cash is getting everything. It's getting all the good stuff. I want some too. So you start to take money out the business, therefore crippling the business, because the cash and resources are like bullets in your economic gun. So you're taking some of these bullets to go off here to strip club, the grocery store. So you're like shooting over here, pew, 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 versus shooting in your mainline gun. This is where the hustle comes in. Once you get, and like I said, your goal is to make enough money to sustain yourself. Your goal is not to ball out on your hustle. Like I said, you want to make 3, 4, 5, 6,000, depending on where you are. Keep that, then take the rest of your energy and put it into this business, because it's going to take so long for it to grow, because there's so many things you have to do. And it ain't like you stupid. It ain't like you lazy. You're just unseasoned. You don't really understand the business process, because you have all of these people out here who are like, you could do it in a few weeks. You could do it in a few months. And I keep showing you guys, in America, a country with 339 million people, plus maybe probably 10 million illegals, and there's only like 11 million millionaires. And then when you get to the multimillionaires and the billionaires, there ain't even a few thousand. There's like 600 or 700 billionaires in America. And then when you get to like 50 million net worth, that ain't even 1,000 people in America. So, and then, you got the 9.9%, which has net worth of 1.5 up to 5 million. Most of that's up in their house. It's not like cash you can spend. I'm telling you. So you start yourself a good hustle. Keep your job while you figure out what you want to be when you grow up. And then you will drastically move yourself from average income. Let's say you make $50,000, $60,000 a year. You get a hustle that makes you $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 additional income on top of your 50 or 60. That moves you to 75, or it moves you to 8. That puts you, I don't think 11%. I think you're in the top 10%. at 80 some thousand. I think you're in the top 10% of all income earners around the world. Because most of the planet, most of the people are poor. So you got to get into that. So I'm just telling you. I'll give you a good example of what I'm talking about. Gloss. Into the Gloss. I want you to realize the name of this is Into the Gloss. Go to the blog and then go to Glossier. This is the product that derived from the blog. She worked on this blog for 1, 2, 3, almost 4 years before she launched her product. Because she was doing market research, and her market research was so tight that she went to a VC firm and they like stroked a check for $1 million. Just like that, because they knew that she was solid. Company opened up, and I think the company has been in business 4 or 5 years. They're doing like 70, 80 million a year. I'm not sure. But Into the Gloss is the blog, and just go through it and look at what she's done, because this is a real business. It's a lifestyle business. It's cosmetics line, and it's a replenishable. So if they put out a banging product, right, women gonna buy it month after month, get on auto ship. Money, 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 money. And that's a real business. And it's a substantial business that she can sell, or she can continue to grow. I don't know about her debt load, because that's another consideration. Because when you, as a company, give someone an equity round, and that means that they say, hey, I got $2 million. I'm going to give you $2 million. And for an exchange of that $2 million, you give them a percentage of your company. So each equity round, you lose ownership of the company. So, that's something else to be thought about. All right, so let me get in these comments. What's up, Venturious One, Matt Gresham, Be Real, Douglas Jones, what's up? Al Gordon, Michael Western. It takes, Ashad, please tell me why this is taking so long. The first thing is, you have been an employee most of your life. So you're going to look at everything as an employee looks at stuff versus looking at it like a business owner looks at stuff. That was a journey. I was still counting my money on a 160-hour week for years. And then one day I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I just stopped doing it. Because the employee mindset is so invasive, it's so pervasive, that it's going to take you a few years just to get out of that. So that's one reason. What's up, Robbie Rob? Free T3. Cool Breeze. I know. Roll Tide. We're probably not going to run into a problem until, I think we got the next 5 days of cakewalks for some reason. What's up, Michael Mack? Thanks for the $5. Appreciate you. What's up, Derek Bailey, Johnny Walden, Christian, this dude Bakes, Erica Williams. Ganja, I watched that video 2 times. All right, Johnny. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Still working on printing t-shirts on the weekend. I haven't given up yet. And this is another point, and Johnny makes a very good point. It's hard for a reason. And part of the reason it's hard is you are going through a metamorphosis. You're transitioning from an average person, the person with a job, to a business owner. And I think being a business owner is kind of like, and I'm about to get a little carried away, but I don't care. It's kind of godlike because you have the ability to give people jobs. And I don't think a lot of people really understand how deep that is. When you can create an organization or a situation where you have people who can pay their mortgages for this exchange of their time and services to you, and you give them that money. That is deep. All right. What's up, Mentor Shelley? Hey, we're going to keep going on because I should tell you, and this is why you're only going to see me do more regular videos, is there's something hanky with the live streams because I can't even get into the regular live streams and I can do Google Hangouts. But like you said, it gets glitchy, and it's not my computer, and it's not my internet. My internet's rocking at almost 1 terabyte or whatever they call it. I mean, I'll screenshot it. Matter of fact, let me see. Even with this, and typically if it keeps streaming, it will level out on the playback. So be sure to come back and watch this. Let's see what we rocking with, and this is with the live stream going on. I'm at 464 MB, and that's something else too. It's taking me a long time to upload static videos, and I got like a super connection. So I don't know. YouTube's going through some growth changes. Matt Gershom. Most people don't like the 9 to 5 daily grind. That's why it's so appealing to think you can start a business and quit your job so quick. I would agree with that. All right. Nope, not going to the classic. I got stuff to do. I'm not going anywhere for a few weeks. Free T3. I have 7-figure multi-level marketing earner friends that work 20 hours days, 7 days a week, 4 to 5 years to get to that point. Now that's a real comment, and that's the real process. Thank you for sharing that, free T3. Resurrection of Kenneth Thompson. How do you break the employee mindset of getting income not on an hour or daily basis when it comes to transactions? Great question. This is why you keep your job, you start your hustle. Your hustle is going to groom you into that situation while you have the security of your job. Charles Smith, is it better to start a side hustle that needs employees? No. No. You start something that you can do. And this is something else. Even if you start something that will need employees, you need to create systems and processes that you can teach these employees so they do a great job when you're not around. What's up, Gene? So we will see. Well, there's something going on with the live streams. I don't know what it is, because like I said, you've noticed I started doing more static videos, and I got some more that are coming. Venturous one, lots of personal development is needed to transfer your mind. I agree 100%. Because over at Disruptive Male, I have one about the dominant male lifestyle, and I get really deep into that, so be sure to check that out. Because the thing is that we all can be extremely successful. We can be more successful than our friends and our parents, but that success comes at a cost. And for essentially for 2 to 4 years, maybe 5, you're not going to have much of a personal life unless you have a wife or girlfriend who's going to ride that with you. And a lot of people don't hear that. It's like, I want to have a business that I can make a lot of money, but it doesn't require a lot of my time and effort. That's the pipe dream. And there's stuff out there like that, and there are people with the ability and aptitude to pull it off, but that ain't most of us. It's just not. Firman, I have friends who have multi-million-dollar companies that hustle 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. It's an incredible investment in time. Robbie Rob, my main problems are finding help, steady work, and balancing my job. But it's hard not quitting when I see money rolling in. Very tempting, but I don't think it's time to quit. And well, part of it is it's a perspective thing. You feel that because you've done X and Y and Z, that's your money. When it is not, it's the company's money. And if you start looking at it that way, and like a company's like a baby. First few years, baby can't really do that much. You must put in a lot of time and attention into that baby. You must protect that baby. You must clothe the baby. You got to do all this stuff. And then the time this baby is like 16, 17, they can do more. And then by the time they're 25, they're free. They can do whatever they need to do. And if you groom this baby correctly and you have a good relationship with this baby, when you old, they come visit and take care of you. It's just like a baby. Christian Alexander, I really don't think a lot of people understand how many hours you actually have to work in a day in order to build a business. It won't be a regular 9 to 5. And that's a good point, because a lot of people, how many times have you heard this? I want to start a business so I have more free time. I start cracking up when I hear people say that. Patrick, I don't know. You're going to have to use Google for that. Johnny Walden, I'm 51 years old. My dream is at 60, 65. I won't have to struggle for money, so I have to start now. That's the key. I started YouTube when I was 42. And I got in the storage auction business when I was 32, 33 or something like that. Thank you, Robbie Rob. That's real talk. She definitely need to hear that. Cool Breeze, business owner and investor, covers both active and passive income. Definitely. Now, here we get into a little salesmanship. So we're done with the video. So if you want to leave, y'all can go. I'm getting ready to start doing Salesmatic, probably beginning of next month, for Hustlers Kung Fu, well, for Hustler Undergrad, which is at Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills. And we're going to talk about, the first topic is going to be audience. This sales course, and one of the things I'm doing with Hustler Undergrad, I'm not giving you what you want. I'm giving you what you need. Once again, I'm not giving you what you want. You want quick, fast, hustle stuff. I've talked about that for years. I got several videos here on YouTube. Watch them. You can hustle. But what Hustler Undergrad is about people creating long-term sustainable businesses. I don't want you to have money now. I want you to have money the rest of your life. I want you to be able to, you 65 and you sitting on your porch and you got 10, 15, 20 G's coming in while you sitting on that porch. That's what I want. And to get that, you're going to have to start now. So once again, just to be clear, people who enroll in Hustler Undergrad, we're going to get into what you need. You need a firm foundation. A lot of stuff that I talked about, some people was like, hey, when we're getting to the meat, this is the meat. See, there's this thing of, if I'm going to spend money, I need to get immediate return. So I'm going to tell you, if you feel that way, do not join Hustler Undergrad, because you're going to spend money for about 2 to 3 months. Well, if you come in now, we'll get into Salesmatic, and then we'll get into Elegant Hustles and stuff. But as you go through the art of holding, you're going to spend some weeks there getting your foundational stuff set up. And you ain't going to be making any money. But see, here's the thing. When you do it correctly the first time, you don't have to redo it. You don't have to do remedial stuff. You have a lot of people who have an LLC, is 5, 6, 7 years old, and they're like, hey, can I turn that into my holding company? Yes, you can, but you're going to have to make administrative changes. You're going to have to stay on to the state, because make sure they do it correctly. And unless that LLC is making you a lot of money, I would just start over. And we'll talk about that. And tonight, for those of you in Hustle Undergrad, we're going to be talking about how to create a holding company for real estate. Because how you create a holding company for real estate is different than how you create a regular holding company. Real estate has tremendous tax advantages, but you can't have a job with your real estate company, because if you have a job and you don't satisfy the requirements of being a real estate investor, you got to have 750 hours a year into real estate, which is real easy to do because you typically need to look at 100 houses before you buy one. So that's going to take a few months. That's easy to do. And we're going to talk about the long game and how I'm going to organically fund this LLC, which I filed almost 2 weeks ago, and the state of Georgia is dragging its feet because it still ain't ready. So let me see. Pretty much, Robbie Rob. Superstar Customs, I don't like how my friends think I'm available to chat on phone all day and hang out just because I'm self-employed does not mean I'm not on their clock. Superstar Customs, man. What you have to do is just don't answer your phone. I have people who call me because they know that I'm home and stuff. And I had a female friend who was like, "Look, I called you 3 times. It's like I was working each time you called. I'm gonna just tell you something. I am not going to get on the phone and yik yak with you when I could be making money. Are we understood?" She's like, "Oh, good Lord, why are you getting so rowdy?" I'm like, "Look, I'm just letting you know because you getting a little sassy because I ain't get back to you. There's a reason I ain't get back to you. I was busy. I was busy, and it ain't nowhere near as bad as it used to be. But man, I feel you because that shit it gets on your nerves." Oh, of interest, when I quit my job that I love to start my entrepreneurial journey a few years ago with a faith walk. Don't quit your job too soon and don't stay too long. That's good advice. Cool Breeze, good book to learn sales or better to outsource? Neither. Once again, you are in Hustle Undergrad. We're going to talk about this because when you're starting a business and you're moving beyond the hustle, you got to find a market or an audience, and you got to find out how big your audience is. Is your audience growing or shrinking? You need to know this stuff so you can know how to deploy your marketing and your sales skills. So that's the first thing. And I'm gonna give you a great example of this. How many of you have seen YouTube channels just explode? One of the things that I've noticed of all the really popular YouTube channel, who do they cater to? Kids. PewDiePie, whatever his name is, the Share Brothers, all of these channels that are growing super, super quick. I mean, like going from nothing to 1 million in a year. Kids. This little kid who reviews toys, I think he makes 7 million a year. Kids. So that's how important markets are. Beauty bloggers or beauty vloggers who used to make so much money before the field got saturated. So now you got to come at a different angle. But I'm going to tell you, and this is something that I've seen and no one really talked about until recently, that about 60-70% of your YouTube success is what marketplace you're in. You can be a great YouTuber. You can make awesome videos. But if you're talking to people who don't care and who won't spend, there it is. Bearfield, go watch How to Start a Service Business. Now, here's the thing about service businesses. They're usually gritty. You get your hands dirty. You could set up a car wash 1 day a week somewhere on the weekend and make $200 to $300 to $400 in a day. Now, the question is, do you want to do that? And the question is, if you don't want to do that, then you ain't really serious about improving your hustle. Because with your hustle, you're going to have to do a lot of stuff that maybe you don't want to do. You're going to have to deal with situations you don't really want to situate because it's a hustle, but it's temporary. Charles Smith, go to how to make $1,500 to $2,500 a month, how to start a service business. Oh yeah, we're doing that, Matt. We're doing that. Sir Nicholas, most people get payroll checks. I sign payroll checks and bosses never have a day off. That would be true. What's up, Knights Insurance Services? That's interesting. Okay, Furniturist One, thanks for the $2 super chat. Knight Insurance Services. Insurance is a service business, kind of cause you selling non-tangibles to, so you got to have to be very specific market. But more millionaires are made in the insurance industry than any other industry. I would agree. Residuals are amazing. Like, you know, if you bust your hump for 5 years, you can have your $1 million book of business. All right. So for those of you who want to enhance your hustle and your business model, go below, enroll in Hustler Undergrad. Give me like 24 hours to bring you in. I'll set you up and I'll send you login information. And know that we're about more than halfway through with the art of holding, and then Cash Mac's going to roll totally differently. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Hustle hard, be productive, and be sure to get on that text notification list. I'm serious. See you guys in the next